make sure that happened. Okay, so let's see if we can move it to a different screen. There we go. I'm just gonna move this to a different screen for the moment. So, how long have you guys been with Archer?
I think almost 3 weeks now.
Okay.
Oh, almost 5 years now.
Okay. Well, 3 weeks or 5 years. I'm hoping that you'll get a lot out of this training. So for you, Abigail, I'm hoping a lot for you. Eileen, I'm not sure if you use Cruise Complete, but it is a wonderful tool that I did not start using until the last 6 months. I've been with Archer for 16 months now, and I love being a travel agent. And so I'm Trish Branna, you're a double silver mentor and consultant. And so I kept hearing about Agent Universe, and I kept hearing about Cruise Complete, but when you first start, you kind of feel like you're being fed with a fire hose. So there's just so many things to focus on. I will recommend that if you have not already signed up for Agent Universe, should be one of your first suppliers. So Abigail, I would start there. I think if you're doing the 30 days of training, I think it leads you that way. You're going to find this in your travel cafe under your suppliers. This tool has a plethora of many uh, travel tools and booking platforms that will help you be successful. Once you get to Agent Universe, you have a self-register, so you can click on that link. It definitely should be one that you sign up for right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this PowerPoint briefly, and then I'm actually going to get into Agent Universe and Cruise Complete so you can see how easy it is. But at the end of the day, you will also have this PowerPoint document to use for reference. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you have a question?
Oh, no, sorry.
That's okay. So when you first click on that, you're going to create your own account. And just obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. And then once you become registered, then you will get this screen and then you will sign in. And Cruise Complete is one of the options of one of the greatest tools that they have. The first thing you want to do when you look at Cruise Complete is you're going to want to go up to here to this tabs for training, and you're going to want to take all of that training. It doesn't take very long. And then once you're done with that training, you need to call Archer Travel and have them set you up for Cruise Complete. It takes about a whole 30 seconds once you talk to someone. I think Michael helped me. It's super easy. And then you'll see this launch option. And if you're using it for the very first time and you're exploring on how Cruise Complete works, you can just choose this cruise ship over here on the left-hand side. But
Excuse me. Are
yeah,
you sharing your screen? Because I only see you.
you did it not advance?
No.
Well, that's kind of rude, isn't it? Let me go. Thank you for reminding. I thought I was sharing and then it must have rude. Let me try this again. Sharing number one. Now, can you see?
No, I still see you.
Rude. Share. Oh, it might help if I actually hit the little button. Share. There you go. Okay, let me just back up a couple of slides here. So Agent Universe, how to register. Then you create your account and then your sign in. And then the training, take your training for Cruise Complete, call Archer Travel, and they'll get you signed up. It'll take you, like I said, all of 30 seconds. And then you'll see this launch. You're not going to see this until they actually set you up. So the very first time that you get into Cruise Complete, if you're just in there exploring on how to use it, then you can choose just the cruise. You see up here where it says select customer, and there are none. In this particular case, and what I really love about Cruise Complete is once you start working with a client, you can create a customer profile that you can use over and over and over, and it will retain that information, which is fantastic. And the example that I'm going to show you today, once I flip over to Cruise Complete, is I'm going to use a customer of mine. So I already know is Alessandra. So I just type in AL, she pops right up. Then I click on my check box and it says, are you sure you would like to use the customer? And I'm going to say, yes, please. And then you get to the next box. And now I'm going to select cruise. And are you sure you want to start booking for this current customer? And I'm going to say yes again. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. You will have several different search criterias. So you can search by a range of dates. You can search by a range of nights, as up to 1 to 14. Any destinations that you're looking for, cruise lines, ships, etc. This is wonderful because what it's going to do is it's going to provide you, depending on your search criteria, all the cruise lines and all the destinations that fit that. So in this case, I've chosen 8 destinations. I don't know which cruise line because the whole beauty of it is you want to be able to compare apples to apples because right now, if you don't use this tool, you're going into Royal Caribbean and doing all of that research. Then you're going to go into Norwegian and do all that research. And then you're going to go into Princess and do all that research, and then et cetera, et cetera. So you can compare up to 4 at a time. And like I said, in this case, I put destinations, several destinations there. I'm leaving any cruise line blank because I really want to see what comes up. Now, if your client is adamant about Royal Caribbean or Princess or whatever, that's fine. You can also select them and that will narrow your search. The other cool thing about Cruise Complete is that you can book up to 4 cabins. Any of the individual, like Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, I'm trying to think of any other cruise lines. I've not been able to book more than 2 cabins at a time. So that's a game changer. Like I said, the search engine is so easy. Okay, then once I have put in my criteria, so you see this at the top here, and you also see that you got 37 pages of hits. So if you've got that many hits, you may want to go back and up here, it's easy to do, is come up here to this line and just do modify search. And you can change your date range, you can change departure port, you can change all of that and modify search, and it will refine that. And then you start to see your list of your cruises. It always, for me, comes up Royal Caribbean first. It is going to start by the number of days. So 5 nights, Royal Caribbean, Liberty at Seas. Then the next ones are going to be 7 nights, also Royal Caribbean and ship name. So it chunks itself by nights and then by cruise ship. But then as you're scrolling through, you will select which ones that you want to compare. And like I said, for sake of time, I've done that for you in my example. So I've selected 4, and I've specifically chosen 4 different carriers. Royal Caribbean, excuse me, I did not mean to go back. So Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, princess, and celebrity. So you can look at the time. Most of them are around the same time frame. This one is a little more out there. You can look at the itineraries themselves and see how similar they are. This is a 10-day, 9-day, goodness gracious, 11 days and 9. So again, kind of sort of looks the same. I'm going to show you what the second part of the screen looks like. Now you're looking at prices. And they're relatively within the same price range, it appears. Now, this one, your Norwegian, looks a little more expensive, but don't just take it at face value, because what I found out as I've done my research on this one is this one also includes buy one, get one airfare. All the others, you have to add airfare to it. So when I looked at the Royal Caribbean, it came out to be around $7,000 without flights. And by the time you add flights, it adds more. Let's see what else I wanted to show you on this. Okay. When you click on View Itinerary, it gives you this great map of where it starts and each of what the ports are. I always cut and paste these into my itineraries or my packets that I put together for my clients. And then you also have a detail of when they're in port and the times that they're in port, etc. I find this very helpful when I'm creating my complete itinerary for my client. And then you get to the screen of now I'm going to book this. And so you're ready to collect the client's information. If you are using Cruise Complete, and this is your first time, definitely, choose the option that you want to add this client, because once you do, then you're building their profile and you can use it going forward. So Alessandra, I was able to choose from a drop-down box and also for cadence. And you'll see that when I actually go through the actual agent universe and where you're going to fly from. And this comes up as, it's hard to see, but this gives you a little short synopsis of the itinerary. So now you can choose up to 20 discount codes. So what I do is when I'm looking at all these, I'm like, I don't know, what the heck, what are those? I use ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini to determine what these mean. I know Air Promo 3 means buy one, get one free. And so you definitely want to look through, but I select several of them. And then after you select your rate codes, now you actually get the options for how much the cabins are going to be. So this one is all inside, but you can see several of them look the same, like Air Promos $39.17. But I happen to know that my client, the reason they're going on this cruise is to celebrate her daughter's college graduation, and she's just turned 21. So they want the beverage, they want the bar dining package. So if you've ever booked it with a bar dining package, those can be expensive because they're per person. So I know that she's going to want the bar dining package. So even though the prices look very similar, again, I know that's what she would be interested in. So for this one, I have selected an ocean view. Let's see if it showed that. Yeah, right here. Ocean view, large ocean view cabin. And then down here, I press continue. This will make a little bit more sense when I actually go online. When I'm looking at the options, so it tells me I have 16 options on deck 5. I always try to look for mid-ship on the port side, which is the left side. That's typically the best side to be on a cruise on. So it's just giving you a couple of different screenshots of what that looks like. So the 5130, which is the one I selected, which is closest to midship. And then you come down here. And then once you had to hit continue, there's a few things I want to show you about this. So for Norwegian, if you look at this NCCF, that means non-commission commission fare. As of May 1st of this year, NCL decided to no longer apply non-commissionable fees. That's great for you as the travel agent because any number that's here, meaning you're not making any commission on it. Here you see that the cruise fare was $28.29, but the normal price of that was $56.58. So you see a discount. So basically, buy one get one free. There's the taxes there. And then I always like to look at the options. So under options, that's pre and post transfer. That means a transfer from the airport to the cruise line and vice versa. The FAS is free at sea. It's their beverage service. Their beverage package. And you think, oh my goodness, 256.50, that sounds like a lot. But literally, that is just the gratuity per person. Everything else is free. And again, once you do your own research on what all those mean, it'll tell you that. FAS dining service, that means you can get upgraded dining, and the $80 is gratuity only. And then you see here, the airfare is $22.18 and it's $0 for the second client. So that's where you get your buy one, get one free on that. Make sure I got everything in there I wanted to tell you about. And then you see as a very small $250 deposit. I know a lot of the other cruise like Carnival, that was the other one I was trying to think of. They have higher deposits. So this can be very attractive for the client. But before I actually quote the price to the client, I do want to make sure that I add travel protection. Anytime that you are choosing or they're going to a foreign country and cruising and airfare, et cetera, I always recommend travel protection. You see what the price comes out to. It's $531 for the first one and $309 for the second. This will guarantee you getting to the port on time. If you've lost luggage, it also has medical insurance, which is very important. Clients just think it's about canceling a trip. If you're in a foreign country and you get sick, something happens, your insurance, USA insurance, does not help you. So it's really important that if they're going to a foreign country, that they have travel protection. And then the total price of this is $10,208.60. Really, for 9 days, you get buy one, get one free flights. You basically get buy one free in the cabin. You get all of pretty much the dining and beverage package and prepaid gratuities. Not a bad price. So, any questions before I just flip over into Agent Universe?
Yes, Aline, I have a question.
Sure.
So you say, so I'm already registered with Agent Universe. So to get in the cruise, I have to reach out to Archer, like
Yeah,
literally call them.
yeah. I tell you, it was the darndest thing because I couldn't figure out. I took the training. I couldn't figure it out. It'll save my life on how to. Let me stop sharing this for a moment to get signed up. And then I asked my mentor, and she's like, "Oh, you just need to call Archer." I'm like, "Oh," and I called Archer. I talked to Michael, and within I think 30 seconds, he had me signed up.
Okay, and then you have to do a training for cruise.
Well, what I did is I called Michael and said, "Hey, I've done my training.
Oh, okay.
Let me re-
Gotcha.
let me reshare my screen now that I've got the new screen up here, and I'll show you." Okay. So here's cruise complete. I click on that. And the training is up here. Oh, right here. I'm sorry, training. It doesn't take very long, but you want to take that training because when you first get to the screen, like if you try to Aline today, I don't think you see this launch. You have to take the training, call them up, say I took my training, and then they hook you up. So here we hit launch. And I know that I want to use my customer alley. So I go over here. She pops up. Yes, I want to use her. And I want to use cruise. Yes, I want to start booking her. Okay, so we're going to put in, she wanted to travel May 2027 through July, somewhere in there. They wanted to go for no more than 11 nights. They did have destinations involved, it planned. So you go to your list here. They wanted Greece, they wanted the Mediterranean. And on my previous example, I put Europe and others, but that gave me a broad search. But this was pretty much what they wanted. Any cruise line, I'm okay with that. 4 destinations. I'm only going to do one cabin, but you'll see you can do up to 4. And then you come down here and hit search. Okay, so your Royal Caribbeans come up first. Brilliance of the Seas. So you can see here Barcelona, Italy, Amalfi Coast, Croatia, Italy. Sounds pretty good, pretty decent price. But again, this is a graduation cruise, so they wanted to get in as many ports as possible. So you see Brilliance of the Seas, Brilliance of the Seas. So this basically is the same cruise, different date. This one leaves May 18th. This one leaves May 15th. Just so you kind of know what you're looking at, May 22nd. So this is all the same cruise. All of these are, okay, let's see, just keep scrolling down. Now we're Explorer of the Seas. Okay, so it starts May 10th, Barcelona, France, Italy, Amalfi Coast, Italy. Again, depending on what they're looking at. Also, same cruise, same ship, different week in case they can't go. It's kind of helps speed up your search. And then you can hit page 2. Mariner. Okay, so we got some Italy, Croatia, Greece. Can't say that word. Malta, Sicily, Spain. This one starts in Barcelona. Get some France in there, get some Italy, get some Croatia. So this one sounds interesting. So we're going to click on that one. And then there's Odyssey of the Seas, 7 nights. Doesn't look a lot different. 7 nights. Let's see if we can see some that are longer than 7 nights. Rhapsody of the Seas, very similar. Turkey. Still 7 nights. A lot of Royal Caribbean. They are all over the place in this time of year. That time of year. Oh, here's a 991. Okay, so this is Spain, Morocco, Portugal. That might be interesting, but if they're really looking at the Mediterranean, that's not one you would probably want to select. Italy, Croatia, Sicily. That one could be something that they would be interested in. Barcelona, Italy, Greece. This sounds pretty interesting, so we're going to select. Well, although I'd already selected, well, I'm going to go ahead and select this one, and then I'm going to deselect this one because I want to look at other like 991s. Okay, so now we're into Norwegian. So you see how it's switched from Royal to Norwegian. So whatever you're doing, you probably want to compare apples to apples. If you're really looking at the 7 to 9, or sorry, the 9 to 10 day trips. This one gets into here's a 9-9. Okay, this is Turkey, Greece, Malta, Sicily. It sounds kind of exciting. Let's see what this one looks like. Actually, the same, pretty much the same cruise. Okay, I'm out of time. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. I'm not signed up for Oceania, so I'm not even going to select those. I'm not sure that's one that Archer uses, but you do have to be signed up for it. Skip that one. So I'm going to choose a princess one. Tonight's that's similar. And Viking, let's do. Vikings are typically expensive. Celebrity. I can get one more. So you see, that's why you want to somewhat narrow your search because you will get a lot of options. At least you're not looking at each individual carrier, but you are looking through. So this is a 991. I'm going to choose this one. And then you click compare. So here, now you see you have 4 different ones. You look at their itineraries. They look similar. When you do view itinerary, remember I show you, you get the actual um, map, and then you get the actual itinerary. And then I use this to share with a client. 9, and then again, you see where they start. You see if they have promotions. And then again, here you start looking at prices. And you see that, again, Norwegian looks like it's the most expensive. Actually, Viking is, but I think they also have like some buy one, get one free, but they don't even have any inside or ocean view even available for those flights. Otherwise, they're pretty comparable, but we're going to choose Norwegian. So since I have Allie, I get to click a couple buttons. Coming out of Tampa. hit continue. So about the rate promotions, I know I want to use this one, discount 50. I just select a few of these. Our package. And then I hit continue. And I am moving through this pretty quickly because I have about 8 minutes left, but because I just want you to see if, especially if it's a previous client, how easy it is to, and quickly it is to get this booked. Okay. We know that they want an ocean view. So we'll do the large family. Looks like it gets all the promos here. I'm going to select that one and hit continue. So hit small itinerary. Again, deck 5. If you look at the whole deck, the 5130 is the one that is the closest to midship. So that's the one I like to select. Gives you options if they wanted to upgrade, but we're going to stick with this one. So now it tells me I've got 29 minutes to finish this booking. So look at your taxes and your options. Okay, so this one, the one I selected, is just the airfare. I didn't actually get the dining one, which is what I actually booked for her. But that's why you definitely want to check the options. So in case you really, darn, I really missed that one. So easy peasy. You can actually go back to cabins and go back to categories. I'll go back a couple of screens and then go back to rate code. So let's see which ones I selected. I missed one. That's the one. All 4. Okay. Our large ocean view. Air promo, all 4. So it's a little bit more expensive, but it also includes 3 other things. I can still choose, can I still choose 5130? I'll do 5128. Probably have it locked up. So this is why it's important to unhide these so you know that's what I'm looking for. Your pre and post transfers, your beverage, your dining, your airfare, and your deposit. They also get $50 onboard credit. So see, it already pre-fills with her name, her information. I don't have to fill any of that because I selected her. All of this is filled out for me, which is fantastic. And then I want to do cruise insurance. And then I hit continue. And so now her price is $9,548.60. $250 deposit. She can pay that now. But it has all the information. I hit continue. And what happens is after you book this through Cruise Complete, it will show up in your Norwegian your Norwegian site. So when you go to sign in for Norwegian, this will show up there. Oh, and this is your commission up here, $997.60. Obviously, that's not what you typically show the client. And they have until the 8th to book this. So you can quote this, send them a nice little presentation that shows the cruise, the cabin you chose, the itinerary. I put the little picture in there. And then payment details. To book this, you just need to pay the $250. I typically don't have a confirmation go to the client right away. I send it to myself and I would accept the terms and then I would hit book. I'm not going to book this one because I already have her booked. So, got 3 minutes left. What questions do we have?
I have questions.
Mhm.
That was very good. I love this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You did answer a lot of questions. My question was going to be, can you quote it from there?
Mhm.
How does it go to